Okay.
But so it is much more progressive.
Okay, welcome to the Spokane Plan Commission hearing for Wednesday, March 26th, 2025. Angie, will you take roll?
You bet. President Bank,
Here.
Vice President Patterson,
Here.
Commissioner Edwards,
Present.
Commissioner Francis, absent, Commissioner Lenhart,
Here.
Commissioner Nepperud,
Here.
Commissioner Shook is absent, Commissioner Tamouche,
Here.
Commissioner Williams,
Here.
Commissioner Yachts.
Here.
Okay, we have a quorum, and let the record reflect that Community Assembly Liaison Mary Winkus is also present.
Great, thank you, Angie. So before we get started, we will read the rules of decorum as is customary in these hearings. So number one, please silence your cell phones when entering council chambers. No clapping, cheering, or booing. No public outbursts. President may impose time limits for individual public comments between 3 and 5 minutes. If a group of 10 or more people present at the time of testimony sign up to consolidate their time to allow one representative to testify on their behalf, that representative will be allowed 15 minutes to testify. Questions asked by the Plan Commission and responses to those questions shall not be counted towards the 15-minute time limit. All persons and/or commission members shall wait to be recognized by the president before speaking. Persons testifying are asked to avoid repetition and limit comments to specific project and code compliance. Each speaker shall follow all instructions from the president so that his or her remarks may be heard, understood, and recorded. All comments to the Plan Commission shall be directed to the Secretary to be appropriately entered into the public record. This includes oral, written, and email comments, and no modes of expression not provided by these rules, including but not limited to demonstrations, banners, applause, profanity, vulgar language, personal insults will be permitted. In the event such disorders persist, the President may require the removal of the instigators, recess, or adjourn the meeting. We have one item on the agenda tonight, and that is the Bicycle Priority Network with Tyler Kimbrell.
Great. Thank you, Commission President. Tyler Kimbrell, planner at the City of Spokane. I'm going to give you a brief overview of the Bicycle Priority Network, and then we'll have time for questions and answers. So we kicked off this project in summer of 2023 with the Bicycle Advisory Board. It went through various rounds and iterations with the consultant, and in your packet are the map and associated documents that were produced. So just quickly, what are we talking about? The Bicycle Priority Network sets the foundation for future bicycle improvements, and it prioritizes ultimately safety through designing for predictable behavior. And we want to direct our effort and energy into the correct places. And so that means identifying the routes that people are more likely to utilize. And then developing a common goal, which has actually been done through the 27 by 27 project. We hope that that stands as kind of the goal for at least the next 2 years in getting bicycle facilities implemented, which ultimately leads to putting things on the ground quicker, using adaptive design and quick build elements to ensure that both the Bicycle Priority Network as a whole and a smaller subsection being the 27 by 27 network using adaptive design elements. Just quickly how we got here, we currently have the Bicycle Master Plan, and you're familiar with Map TR5, which shows the whole city and each kind of roadway classified as a certain type of bicycle facility or future bicycle facility. That has 10 different roadway classifications from high traffic shared use to shared use path. And those classifications are determined by average daily traffic and posted speed. And as I said, there's a lot of roadways identified on this map. So part of the goal of the Bicycle Priority Network was to slim that down so that it is a priority network rather than an all-encompassing network. And over the years, as you can see on the graph here from 2014, there has been a significant increase or trend in increases of roadways injuries and fatalities. And those specifically are for bike and pedestrians. This is our Bicycle Master Plan as it currently stands. Like I said, most roadways are identified in one way or another to have bicycle facilities whether it be lane markings or shared use markings. And just quickly, the map on the right shows the bicycle priority network as it is online currently. And so just a little bit about the bicycle priority network and really mobility networks generally. The Spokane Regional Transportation Council hosts these regionally. We have, freight, bicycle, pedestrian, and passenger vehicle priority networks, and they simply identify, roadways that are more suitable for those types of travelers and commuters, and they're prioritized through that to have kind of the most flow through and capacity. And that's what we're trying to get to with the bicycle priority network, is ensuring that these routes are safe and accessible for all ages and abilities, and are equitably spread across the city. So just quickly on how they're used, the mobility networks determine, priority routes to get people and goods through the network. As I said, it identifies both locally and regionally. Importantly for this project, it indicates where funding needs to go. And it also, the way we structure the bicycle priority network allows us to apply for grants faster because we've used a lot of the metrics that they score, they being the state and U.S. Department of Transportation. We use a lot of the metrics that they use in order to identify the routes. So demographic data, ranging from whether or not households have access to a car to, current roadway condition, lighting, and, accessing goods and services. And it also allows us to determine where land uses need to go especially for comprehensive planning, right? Some goods and services along these routes need to be more or less oriented towards people using active modes of transportation. So, and making sure those land uses are compatible with those modes of transportation. And it helps us determine level of treatment for facility improvements. So the big thing you'll notice here that's different from the bicycle master plan is that we don't ascribe a certain facility treatment type. In the guidance, it states that we will use best practices from organizations like NACTO, which I'm sorry for acronyms, and I can't remember the acronym name, but there are a number of organizations that put out best practices, and the intent is to use those and have that ability to have the updated guidance as we go forward rather than having a static treatment type on these facilities. So how did we create the priority network? As I said, it started in the summer of 2023 with the Bicycle Advisory Board. We organized a group of technical advisory committee to give us feedback on the goals that you see there on the right: safety, comfort, connectivity, feasibility, equity, and sustainability. And then the consultant developed a number of network principles. So how spaced out should the routes be? How steep is too steep? And probably a route up Freya is probably not an all ages and abilities route. And then what level of stress is too stressful, and level of stress referring to bicycle level of stress. So how stressful is the roadway environment for people bicycling? If people are whizzing by at 50 miles an hour and there's no protection, that's probably really stressful. And so what we found is that we wanted an all ages and abilities network, and we wanted to prioritize historically disadvantaged communities. Again, a lot of that has to do with the way that state and federal funding is scored. So we wanted to make sure that we, going forward, could really, have the most opportunity to score well for competitive grants. So as the network was being developed, went through iterations of quality control, making sure that the routes don't go through existing buildings or maybe on roadways that don't exist. And then we had the Bicycle Advisory Board put together a subcommittee and really dig into each quadrant of the city and make sure that the routes made sense, that it was all ages and abilities, and that just generally we could do it, right? Like we could put in facilities on these roadways that worked for everybody. So after all of that kind of quality control, we put out a survey and we received over 500 comments. There were various changes made as a result of those comments. Some of them were like, there's a pothole here. And it was like, that's great information, but maybe not so useful for selecting a route. Like, we can fix a pothole, but we were going to kind of identify, where the routes should go. So what all these comments led to was developing an expanded network. So there you'll see in the maps that there are these kind of alternative routes, and what those are intended to be is if there's a roadway project happening on those routes, that those would be implemented at the time the project is being completed, whereas the priority routes are more like we're actively seeking funding to implement those facilities. And then ultimately, the finalization of the routes, which is what was provided in your packet. What's next? We're at hearing currently, so we'll get through this and then hopefully forward it to City Council for their action, and then include the bicycle priority network into the conversations that we're having at the comprehensive plan level, and make sure that those are all aligned and the priorities within the bicycle priority network and the transportation element all fit together. And then at the end of the day, again, as I've said multiple times now, using this as a tool to apply for multimodal grants. It's our project webpage where we have all of this information. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Tyler. Does anyone have any questions for Tyler? Okay, hearing none. Do we have anyone online for public comment? Does not look like we have anyone online. It does not look like we have anyone in the room. So we will go ahead and close public comment at this time, and we'll entertain a motion.
I move that we recommend the Bicycle Priority Network to the City Council for approval and as presented by staff.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there discussion? Okay. Well, hearing that there's no discussion, I want to thank Tyler for all of his work on this. I know this has been coming along in various iterations over the last year or so. Yeah, a couple of years. So it's great to kind of get this over the finish line, and I think it's going to be a really powerful tool in the toolkit as we go to the comprehensive plan update and getting some really important infrastructure built, as well as the ability to go after the grants, I think is really, really, really big. So if there are no other comments, Angie, will you please take roll? There, take vote.
You ready?
Roll call vote, yes.
President Bank.
Aye.
Vice President Patterson.
Aye.
Commissioner Edwards.
Aye.
Commissioner Francis is absent. Commissioner Lenhart.
Aye.
Commissioner Neprud.
Aye.
Commissioner Tamush.
Aye.
Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Yachts.
Aye.
And Commissioner Shook is absent. The vote is unanimous, 8-0.
Very good. Well, thank you, everyone, and thank you, Tyler. And with that, we are adjourned.